might get this again.
Eddie Betts.
Oh, great stuff. You know, that is fantastic play by Eddie Betts. Eddie Betts is an under-18 player. It was just a goal sneak, and he's turned himself into a player who might be able to go in the midfield for 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, well, Eddie Betts and young Arnfield as well ran very hard, and it's that gut running that coaches love. And we saw 2 players work very hard to get into space.
10 goals for so far for the season for Eddie Betts. One of the best in the business when it comes to clever goals. This just needs to be a straight drop punt. It's not. And it's the 5th behind for Carlton. They've missed some opportunities. You don't want to let Sydney back in if you're going to miss shots on goal.
I saw that switch from Darren Jolly into the centre corridor. Just if the ball hangs in the air over that 40, 45 metres, you're so vulnerable. It's just got to be a little bit off and you're opened up. And as happened in that situation, the whole forward half was opened right up. Got to be very careful in those passes.
Richards now for Sydney. Shaw receives from him. Little chip over the top. Malcheski moving it quickly.
Yeah, I think he had bad kick, poor kick, but poor option. He needed to give the hands first up to Ed Barlow, who was running past in space.
Thornton's kick was a dangerous one. Bolton got in the way. Ball spills to Marty Matner. Can he kick the goal? He can. Well, they get something against the run of play. Goal, Matner.
Well, I reckon if you're Paul Roos, this side, he hasn't gone grey yet, but he's been around for a while. But that is an amazing goal against the flow, and it was a poor kick from Thornton, who's made a few of those mistakes over the first 3 weeks of this year. So not getting his thought process right. But then, well done to Matten. That's his genuine left foot, and he knew where the goals were. No doubt, he didn't have to kick a drop punt. Knew he had to put it across his body. They just hang in there and hang in there.
Former Adelaide Crow doesn't kick a lot of goals. He finds himself on the bench after that one, but that's just his 21st goal in 126 games of football.
And we've just seen already Chris Judd up to 8 disposals in this first term, and Brett Kirk, the absolute blanket, has gone onto him now to shut him down.
Murphy spinning out of trouble. Grigg gives it back to him. Good play in tight by Carlton as Hadley gets it back to Armfield. Cloak on the lead. Houlihan's come out left and he spotted him. Chip over the top. Judd, and that's just, he ran on the diagonal. He ran 50 metres to get there.
They worked very hard from one side of the ground to the other, and Brett Kirk wasn't far away, but the pass was good enough to hit the target. Lining up for possession number 9. And his first score, he's already had 3 inside 50s, Chris Judd. He's on fire at the start of this game.
40 metres out, looks pretty good off the boot. It's just starting to move with the breeze, but he's kicked the goal. Carlton get another. Look at the margin back out to 11 points.
Well, that's that Chris Judd thing I talked about if you're going to play on him, if you want Brett Kirk to start with him on a standing start, Chris Judd will get forward of you. But you might as well have someone off the back of the square and say, all right, if Chris Judd gets the ball in the middle of the ground or backwards, that's okay. We don't want it. We don't want him running to where he gets his ball and find space and kick a goal. That's the one part that really hurts you on the scoreboard. Go off the back of the square, wait for him, and keep bumping him, stop him, get inside 50.
Just in devastating form.
He is. His numbers are well up on last year, and obviously he was hampered by that osteitis or groin issue that he had for most of the season, but appears to be fit, moving very freely.
But you have to play the percentages defensively to not give him an opportunity, I think. Even back here, it's not as bad as getting the ball forward.
Solid tackle, though, and he couldn't quite break free. We've got a ball up on the 50-metre line. 5 minutes remaining first quarter.
You were saying earlier, Shorey, you spend a lot of time tagging yourself, but it's more than just a one-on-one contest. You need assistance when you've got a class act like this bloke. You need some assistance from teammates.
Speaking of class, Adam Goods getting involved. Kicks to the pocket. Thornton in a good position. Just nudged out by White. But Carlton will be happy to see it over once again.
You know, you're right. And look, in those close in, he's going to get kicks because he's so good at the contest, but you never want him running into space. You want to keep bumping him, annoying him, even get to the point that you nearly wrestle with him half a game.
From the boundary throw-in. First to it was Johnson. He's wrapped up by Keith. Johnson gets boot to ball, and we'll go again.
Under pressure, throw it in. Under pressure.
Lynchy, I just heard you say before that he looks like he's running smoothly now.
He's just, down here at ground level, the biggest thing for me is his change of direction. His change of direction is just amazing, and people can't tackle him.
McVeigh on him at the moment, and here he is. Well, he just almost threw that out. It was great reflex give from Judd, and it was at the right time because Waite was able to take it and go. Well, he just did a little bit too much with it, but fortunately it falls back for him to have a second opportunity, and he made 2 errors in a row there, Jared Waite.
Yeah, McVeigh, as you called it, has got the match-up on Judd now. And I think that's probably, you could say that's his 4th opponent in the first term.
Strong mark there by Bauer. Too good for Barlow. Johnson. Oh, good mark, Armfield.
Shown a bit in his first term.
Good stretch, wasn't it?
Yep. First game for this year after 9 games in total. Murphy, the switch to Simpson. Shaw needs to be careful. Simpson, didn't want to worry about that, just up and go. To Gibbs, he's gone. Handball back, good pressure here from Sydney, forcing the Blues back, and they're going to go with the switch. Waite back to Chris Johnson, who spots Grigg on the lead, through the middle of the ground, back to Johnson. Got some numbers still here, Carlton, but Sydney are trying to set up a defensive zone as Thornton. Somehow Murphy on his own, Thornton's kick goes out on the full. So just some skill errors here from the Blues.
His first month of football this year, Brent Thornton, for a senior player, he has just made too many bad mistakes in his thought process, decision making.
Roberts Thompson towards White. I can tell you though, but he's very good in the air still, Shorey.
He wants to handball this, I reckon.
Another strong mark from Thornton.
They don't look like taking a mark inside 50 at all, Sydney. They're going to have to do it by crumbs or somehow, or just try to hit someone on a low kick into the 50.
Well, marks inside 50, 7-0 in favour of Carlton, so there's exactly what you're saying. Sydney Swans don't look like taking a catch up there in the forward 50.
Free kick against Jolly for hands in the back to Cloak, and he puts the ball up in the air, says, I'm going to kick it long. No, I'm not. I'm going to switch it back to Joseph.
He just came back off the mark when there was no one on the mark. Joseph? Well, he might go back here again, Clokey. No, he's gone longer this time.
More than double disposals for Carlton at the moment. Admittedly, there's a lot of switch of play going on.
Well, there is, but they just can't get their hands on the ball, the Sydney Swans at the moment.
Exactly, Alistair, you're right. Now, let's see if he marks the ball and doesn't play on straight away. Oh, no, he's all right. He's got a man out here, isn't he?
He was tempted to go back.
Yeah, because what it does then, it means you don't have to play on at all.
Yeah.
Simpson.
So they've had about 8 disposals, haven't moved anywhere from where Travis Cloak, or sorry,
here's Clokey again.
Clokey's got it again, about the same sort of position.
He's gone forward about 10 metres.
And they've just got to try to get it into the centre corridor. It's not with that 45-metre kick, it's probably a 30-metre, 25-metre kick, then a penetrating one into the cricket wicket area.
He's going to hoist it high and hope for a big mark. Favola's got 2 to beat. An easy one for Sydney to spoil.
Well, it is. Darren Jolly was there, Craig Bolton was there, Adam Goods, so very hard for Brendan Favola. Just ran out of patience, really, the Carlton side on that occasion.
Jolly down in front. Murphy was lurking. He's beaten to it quite cleverly in the end by Jack. He scooped that up between his legs and got it away and relieved some pressure.
They've got to get Ryan O'Keefe into the game somehow. Just he's playing at centre half forward. He's been up the ground. I think he's nearly got to stay at home. I wouldn't mind thinking that he can go up against Jordan Russell one-on-one and beat him a number of times in the marking contest.
Still hasn't had a touch, Ryan O'Keefe.
No, but then that happens if you've been running up the ground and Jordan Russell's been able to go with him, change the mix, go back forward, put him on top of the square, although they're not even getting the ball to the 50-metre arc, which is an issue.
Plenty of players around the ball. Cruiser was in front, but Cloak's there to help out. Now there's and it's going to Cloak again.
Yeah, he played that fairly well, Cloak there. Made the most of the Jude Bolton tackle.
Won't kick it in quick. He might even pull this one back again. No, he's got to kick long now. Everybody's manned up.
Oh, the big fella.
Well, you could argue that he had prior opportunity, but he did get it away. The end result is that Sydney have won back possession. Matner's handball to Shaw. Here's O'Keefe. Not to be. Sydney Swans fans not happy.
He did handball it.
He did handball it.
I don't know whether that was in his playbook that Brett Ratton gave to him at the start of the day, but
sell the dummy.
I thought he'd have a crack at it.
Cruiser was in there low and hard. Jolly came spiralling out, and we'll have another ball up. And we're inside the last minute.
11 points.